know I brought that with me. Case they get too iffy. Baby, don't stress, don't sweat it. Put it all on my daddy. Know how I'm coming, and they know what we hate. Run around through that left side, low end. All of mine need more wins. If you got beef, don't come out. Cause my young hitter might go in. Uptown GN, working all through my weekend. Hoping these don't show out, cause all of my hitters too deep in. With the boy, I'm so ashamed. Ain't worried about long as my money and my green. Baby, I ain't got work tomorrow. Tell me what the business is. Ain't about no club hop. I'm trying to start some businesses. Shorty, you thought it was, they better know it's not that. Talking all that online, they knowing that it's not fake. Sliding through my hood, I make maneuvers like a Uber, baby. Got a 10-year plan, these can't tell what they doing lately. And I'm way too clean, I'm Listerine, I thought they been knew it. All in my lungs, I got my red cup full of that in fluid. Young middle Mad Mac, I'm swinging that leg, I'm banging that do or die. And I ain't that leely before I get crucified. Living in my bloodline, this place in my family tree. How the they pressed, I did my best out of what they handed me. Straight out of that country, know my shawty dick as human air. And I need not mention no extensions, that's human hair. Boy, we grew in there. Around through that left side, low end. All of mine need more wins. If you got beef, don't come out. Cause my young hitter might go in. Uptown GN, working all through my weekend. Hoping these don't show out, cause all of my hitters too deep in. Tell them no stress, no biggie. Baby, I'm just too jiggy. Better know I brought that with me. Case they get too iffy. Baby, don't stress, don't sweat it. Put it all on my daddy. Know how I'm coming, and they know what we headed. Be that left side, low end. That left side, low end. That left side, low end. That left side, low end.
We were living in some projects, and they were new projects.
Yeah.
They had hot and cold running water. They had hot and cold running water, baby.
Oh, yes, sir. Look, gas in my lung, new shoes on the cruise. Country, granny played the blues on the stools. Head wrap silky, chewing on this oxtail. Scheming on the millie, tryna hit the yacht sail. Gold shining lobster near the Everglade music. When we drop, it's like you never made music. Better days never came easy to a quitter. Ain't no pump faking, let them see that I deliver. God body, baby, big 7 in the skin. Probably why you never hear no better again. Higher than the spot that we bout to set the bar. Stankin', smell it before it left the jar. I just left the coast straight to another ocean. Got excuses, me, I'm really having motion. Sipping on mimosa, chopping real estate game. 40 years later, still the same lane. Just left the hood, never heard of you. 30 long years, not a single word of you. Shop booming, baby, come and get it while it's open. I don't have time, I've been busy having motion. Just left the town, things spoke to you. You a L7, probably served to you. Shop still booming, come and get it while it's open. I don't have time, I've been really having motion. Boy, stop playing, this is not your lane. Never seen struggle, you do not know pain. Stop playing, would you be yourself? How they see you, how you see yourself. Ain't real, acting real fictitious. Family on the west probably still hit switches. Playing Sally Cell, brought the thumper in the car. I've been down in Austin burning rubber down Lamar. Keep what you earn, put it back in the business. Gold mouth shorty spinning racks at the dentist. One stream need a whole 7 ways. That weaker than a whole 7 days. I've been playing chess, working on the left brain. Buzzing in my city way before the press came. Went and bought a Now he think he less lame. Got the kind of gas that could fuel a jet plane. Just left the hood, never heard of you. 30 long years, not a single word of you. Shop booming, baby, come and get it while it's open. I don't have time, I've been busy having motion. Just left the town, things spoke to you. You a L7, probably served to you. Shop still booming, come and get it while it's open. I don't have time, I've been really having motion. Y'all know what time it is. Jerry, what up? Lords of the land. Ain't got no minutes for you internet. We really outdoors with it. Till infinity. And we out.
Shift TV 314. This is your brother, DMG the Poet, aka Brother Pianki. And you know, today gonna be one of them shows where I kind of put down my own demonstration as opposed to letting one of the brothers or sisters come on and do their thing. So y'all bear with your brother. I don't do this often these days, but every now and then I want to kind of work out the research skills and see what I can come up with on a particular topic. So before I get into my spiel, let me do my usual greeting. Let me say hotep to my Kemetic brothers and sisters. God bless to my Christian brothers and sisters. Islam to my Moorish brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum to my brothers and sisters in the NOI. Shalom or shalom to my Israelite brothers and sisters. I want to say peace to my brothers and sisters in the nation of gods and earth, them 5%ers. I want to say what's up to all the atheist brothers and sisters. Shout out to my Naga brothers and sisters. What's up to all the Abo brothers and sisters. Last and certainly not least, I want to say Jumbo to all the rest of my brothers and sisters all throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason only. It's because if you're black, I'm with you. And I hope that you with me. Our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting. We can have unity without uniformity. And we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. That last part seemed to be the hardest, but we'll get there eventually. They say we are a work in progress. Maybe the subject behind this presentation is one of the reasons why. But before we get into that, I'm gonna play something from the legend himself, Mr. Gil Scott Heron. I think this is one of the dopest poems you ever gonna hear in your life, and I think it's still kind of current today. Copyright strike, not copyright strike, but copyright warning is probably gonna pop up. So y'all hit that Cash App if you want to support your boy, because this video will not be monetized, similar to the way the revolution will not be televised. But let's get into it.
Long. And then some nigga shot.
I hit it from the beginning, my bad.
I'd like to do a thing that was written down on the sheet of paper that I didn't go into. It's called Evolution. And in the middle of this poem called Evolution, we're going to interject something called Flashback.
Yeah. In 1600, I was a darky. Until 1865, a slave. In 1900, I was a nigger, or at least that was my name. In 1960, I was a Negro, and then Brother Malcolm came along, and then some nigger shot Malcolm down. But the bitter truth lives on. Martin is dead. With Martin as our leader, we prayed and marched and prayed. Things were changing, things were getting better, but things were not together. With Malcolm as our leader, we learned and thought we had learned. Things were better, things were changing, but things were not together. And now it is your turn. We are tired of praying and marching and thinking and learning. Brothers want to start cutting and shooting and stealing and burning. You are 300 years ahead in equality. But next summer may be too late to look back. In 1600, I was a darky, and until 1865, a slave. In 1900, I was a nigger, or at least that was my name. In 1960, I was a Negro, and then Malcolm came along. Yes, but some nigger shot Malcolm down, though the bitter truth lives on. Well, now I am a black man, and though I still go second class, whereas once I wanted the white man's love, now he can kiss my ass.
Hey, if that don't get you stirred up, I don't know what will. Like, my man do not get his just due as it relates to what he contributed to a shout out to the fit barber, to the culture, as it were. Now, what I'm about to get into, and again, this is just my perspective, what my research, and I'm not a scholar. I'm a high school dropout. I just got a GED. I'm a broke dude. These ain't moissanite in my ear, by the way, or on my pinky, or on my charm. I just want to let y'all know, but I'm still a broke dude. I'm a broke ninja. I ain't got as much money as some of y'all cats that come on here, man. I'm broke compared to y'all. So I'm broke. I'm a high school dropout. I don't know as much as y'all know. So everybody take that into consideration when judging my information. That being said, I'm just giving up what my research showed, because I see a lot of talk about why black people should just follow this Republican party that, in my estimation, has not had our best interest at heart any more than they Democratic counterparts have. And it seems like it's a lot of black people, perhaps due to the popularity of Donald Trump and the popularity of Black YouTubers and, Black celebrities, the rise of the Candace Owens and these individuals, Black conservatives. It's a lot of Black people, in particular Black men, who have bought into this myth of Donald Trump somehow being the answer for what ails the Black community. And I just don't buy it. I ain't saying Kamala Harris is it. I've been open about saying that, she not Black like me. Now, whether or not she's Black, that's for you to decide what you consider to be Black. I think Black is an American construct, Black and white. I think that when we go outside of the United States, that's not necessarily as big a thing as we make it out to be. I think that here in America, the term Black as it relates to race, as it relates to the quote unquote African American, the descendant of antebellum slavery and things of that nature. Black people born in the United States, whether they the descendants of slaves or they the descendants of people who were free, but were still affected by systematic or systemic racism. Black and white is an American thing, and we superimpose it everywhere else in the world. Now that's my opinion. You can agree to disagree, but that's how I feel about it. A1 put it perfectly, and that's my sentiments. A1, but because I don't hear a lot of Africans. Oh, okay, I got you. So, mate, we'll wait till you catch up then, because you may not agree with me. I thought, but let me get into this presentation, man. I call it freedom or freedom. Is it freedom that we gained in the Civil War, or was it free doom? And I think it should be, called into question for a number of reasons. And I'm just gonna get into a few in this presentation. So that being said, family, freedom or freedom, the great betrayal of Black people by the Republican Party, by your brother DMG the poet. And let's get right into it. The betrayal of Black people by the Republican Party from Reconstruction till today, analyzing the shifting dynamics of political loyalty and disenfranchisement. Again, presented by yours truly. After the Civil War, African Americans initially aligned with the Republican Party, which was seen as the party of Lincoln and emancipation. This relationship soured over time due to policy shifts, political strategy, and abandonment of Black interest. What's my objective? To explore how the Republican Party betrayed Black Americans, examining key historical periods and factors. The Reconstruction era, 1865 to 1877. Here are my key points. The Republican Party led the effort to rebuild the South and integrate free slaves into society. Sound good, don't it? Significant Republican-led advancements for Black Americans, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments abolished slavery, proved citizenship, and guaranteed Black men the right to vote. The establishment of the Freedmen's Bureau assigned former slaves with food, housing, education, and legal matters. Black political participation. Many African Americans were elected to local, state, and federal offices during Reconstruction. What are my sources? Eric Foner, Reconstruction, America's Unfinished Revolution, 1863 to 1877. The Republican Party and the Gilded Age, 1877 to 1900. Here are my key points. Post-Reconstruction, the Republican Party focused on industrial growth and business interests, neglecting civil rights. Black Americans were systematically excluded from political participation in both northern and southern states. The rise of violent white supremacy groups such as the Ku Klux Klan targeted Black political leaders with little intervention from Republicans. Betrayal. The shift towards corporate interest and away from social justice for African Americans became evident during this period. What's my source? Heather Cox Richardson, To Make Men Free, A History of the Republican Party. And y'all free to go check out these sources. The Great Migration and the New Deal Coalition, 1910s to the 1930s. My key points. The Great Migration. Black Americans moved from the rural South to northern cities seeking economic opportunities and escaping racial violence. Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal, he was a Democrat, began to offer more economic opportunities for Black Americans than Republicans. Black voters began shifting away from the Republican Party as they found the New Deal policies to be more inclusive. What was the impact? The Republican Party failed to adequately respond to the economic and civil rights needs of Black Americans during the Great Depression. Source, Isabel Wilkerson, The Warmth of Other Suns, the epic story of America's Great Migration. The Civil Rights Movement and Party realignment, the 1950s through the 1960s. Key points. During the Civil Rights Movement, Republican leadership was divided. Eisenhower supported desegregation, but others were indifferent. The 1964 Civil Rights Act and the 1965 Voting Act were largely supported by Democrats, with some key Republican leaders supporting them through the party's base, though the party's base began to shift. Barry Goldwater, a Republican presidential candidate in 1964, opposed civil rights legislation, signaling the party's growing opposition to Black interests. Betrayal. The rise of the Southern strategy, where Republicans courted white Southern voters by appealing to their opposition to civil rights, marked a strategic abandonment of Black voters. Sources, Kevin M. Krause, White Flight, Atlanta, and the Making of Modern Conservatism. Rick Perlstein, Before the Storm, Barry Goldwater, and the Unmaking of the American consensus. The Southern strategy and conservative ascendancy, 1970s to 1980s. Southern strategy, Richard Nixon and later Ronald Reagan employed tactics appealing to disaffected Southern whites through coded language about law and order in opposition to busing and affirmative action. Reagan's administration symbolized a retreat from federal involvement in civil rights and affirmative action, cutting social welfare programs that disproportionately affected Black communities. The war on drugs, launched under Reagan, disproportionately targeted Black communities, contributing to mass incarceration. What was the impact? The Republican Party further distanced itself from Black communities, favoring policies that exacerbated racial inequalities. What's my source? Michelle Alexander, The New Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness. The modern Republican Party and Black America, the 1990s to the present. The 1990s continued emphasis on tough on crime policies, welfare reform, Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunities Act, both of which disproportionately harmed Black communities. 2000s to the present. While some Republican leaders advocate for criminal justice reform, the party's platform on voter ID laws, gerrymandering, and rejection of police reform continues to alienate Black voters. The Trump era, 2016 through 2020 and beyond. A renewed focus on nationalism and the rhetoric around urban crime and Black Lives Matter further solidified the party's estrangement from Black America. Source, Carl Anderson, White Rage, The Unspoken Truth of Our Racial Divide. What's my conclusion? The Republican Party, once seen as a champion for Black freedom and civil rights, gradually shifted its priorities. Political realignments, the Southern strategy, the economic conservatism contributed to the party's betrayal of its earlier commitments to Black Americans. Today, the Republican Party continues to struggle with Black voter support due to its historical and ongoing neglect of civil rights and racial justice issues. Final thought, the betrayal of Black Americans by the Republican Party is not just a historical event, but an ongoing dynamic, one shaped by political, racial, and economic factors. Now, we're going to open it up, family. We're going to open it up. He said you need to start doing audio books. You silly. We're going to open it up, man. I'm going to put the link in the chat. I don't know how many even out there, but we're going to put the link in the chat. Y'all might disagree with me. You know what I mean? Y'all might agree with me. Whatever it is you're feeling, come and holler at your boy. Because all of this stuff about the Democratic Party ain't did nothing for Black people, as if the Republican Party have, to me, is cap. I think where we are right now is we got a dirty diaper and we got a full toilet. Which one is worse? The full toilet or the dirty diaper? And that's our decision. And so, at which one smell worse? You know what I mean? So come in and holler at your boy. Tell me what you think of the presentation. Tell me what you think of the information. To me, we got to vote our local interests more than anything else, because these presidential races really are temporary. They're going to have 4 to 8 years to do what they want to do, and then we're going to do this thing all over again. But our life going to still be like it, regardless of who get in there. So if you can find a policy that they actually going to be able to pass that'll benefit you, hey, go for it. But I'm not going to tell you either one of these candidates are pristine. Like Donald Trump is a buffoon. But everybody say he a better candidate. How? Why? Based on what? I don't get it. Just because he a Republican? Like, the dude say some ridiculous stuff, but we just saying he a better candidate? Talk black to me. Anyway, hit the link. Come in and holler at your boy. I got another presentation coming up tomorrow on my man who I opened up with, Gil Scott Haran. We're gonna talk about his contribution, the black existentialist voice that he had in his music and his poetry. My man, A1, the franchise, the sauce in the building. What's up with you, Doc?
Chilling. How you feeling today, man?
You got it, man.
Everybody. Shout out everybody in the chat. You know, shout out Paradigm Shift, DMG the Great.
Appreciate
I see you with the St. Louis, man. That joint.
You say what?
I see you with the St. Louis hat. That joint crispy.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I've been widening my collection lately, man.
I gotta step it up. I like what you're talking about on here, though. I don't think there's nothing to challenge. When you come in with sources, you know. When you started going over, there's other stuff to be added, and I did have some stuff, but I don't have my computer here, so I'm on my phone right now. But tomorrow I have my computer set up. I'm moving and stuff right now. I'm finishing up that. But tomorrow I'll be back ready.
Okay. That's what's up. GT say Trump policies are what make him a better candidate. I'm saying GT hit the link and come and holler at your boy. Because I don't think Republican policies necessarily align with our best interests either, based on the information I just gave. They've shown that they don't have any loyalty to us in any way, shape, or form. So what make Donald Trump any different if that's what he represents? Is he false flagging? He really ain't a Republican?
I don't necessarily think Donald Trump is false flagging. See the
You went out, who?
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah. You went right back out.
Damn, I keep dropping.
Yeah, and then look, now you good.
Okay, let me know if I go back out. I'm gonna try to speak up too so you can hear me.
Okay.
When Donald Trump was first running, what I used to say was, who would you rather have running these plays on you? A political novice who can't get anything done because they keep blocking him with all these investigations and stuff like that, or a 10-year veteran like crime bill Joe Biden? You see what I'm saying? Who can effectively maneuver in these arenas and pass these bills on us to put us in the worst kind of conditions. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather have the rookie because he's not a politician in the first place. We're a little bit safer with him because anything crazy he do, the scrutiny and the microscope he's under, it ain't going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. So I feel a little bit safer. But we let these Democrats in, they just let them do what they want willy-nilly, no accountability. They even defend it. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Um, and the thing that pisses them off, when I say them, I'm talking about all of the other politicians who are against them, is that he's like, he puts a bad face on the normal things they do every day. So when he's saying stuff on TV like Venezuela's got all that oil, we're coming for that. Every politician shakes their head, gets embarrassed, and holds their head down in embarrassment. Like, you're not supposed to say it like that. You're letting them know the game. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Right.
refreshing to finally hear it for what it is instead of them lying to us like we're spreading peace and trying to spread democracy over here. That's not what none of this stuff is about. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So he comes in the game and embarrasses them being in that position. That's why they try to got to make us hate him and not listen to anything he says. Because half the time he says the truth where it's inconvenient for the people who have to come behind him. He's like, man, when you get out of office, we got to come back and still try to run this government. We've been lying to him for 20 years saying that, this isn't what's going on. I'm glad that he even got in this position because what it did was it woke a lot of people up. Now everybody's paying attention.
Mm.
Regardless of what you believe and what stance you take, everybody and their mama is watching now. And it's not going to change, and we're not going back to the way it was. And I'm happy about that. At least people are starting to try to think. I can't control what they end up thinking, but at least people are starting to use their brain. People are attempting to do their own research. They fall into bad sources sometimes. We all may be victim to that. I'm not going to exclude myself. I'll be humble, but at least we're trying now. And we're in a different place, in a different space than we were when I think Obama rocked us to sleep. And it was just like, I was on that campaign too. I was voting for him just because he was black. And then I'll go back and look at all the facts like, whoa, 90% of his drone strikes killed innocent people. Look at the whole Gaddafi thing and how after they took him out, open slave markets came back to Libya. I'm
Right.
like, damn, Obama brought slavery back. Like,
Right.
whoa, it's looking at things like this. And, we can say the few things he did, but they have to give us these breadcrumbs to argue over. And again, it's two wings of the same bird. So let's not get into arguing if the left wing is better than the right wing. The
Nice.
bird is trying to shake us off. It
That's a
was
dope
never
way
meant
to
for
put
us
it
to
too,
fly
though.
on this bird. And
That's
the
a dope
system
way
is
to put
working the way it was designed. It was never designed with black people to have any rights.
it.
We're labeled as property. They had to amend a bunch of shit just to try to give us some rights. You can't give people rights. They're supposed to be inalienable and God given. We
Let,
asking for privileges, etc. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm ranting.
no, no, no. Let's see what GT got to add. What's up, GT?
What's up, Mo? What's up, What's up, A1?
Chilling, chilling. How you feeling, King? How you feeling?
Man, I'm good. About to lay it down, but I seen my man's in them on, so I'm just checking in real quick.
And, hey, and I want everybody to know GT got some shows coming up where he gonna be coming on solo doing his thing. I want to call it the GT Project, but he probably ain't gonna listen to me, so he can call it whatever he wants. But I think it's gonna be a dope show where he come on and give his perspective on things. But we'll let y'all know when that's coming. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and that's interesting you brought that up because what I'm saying, politics will be at least one of the subjects. It's going to be a slew of subjects that I'll be touching on. And yeah, this is one of them. And it's ironic. Uh, what I'm saying? The questions or the question or the conversation I was trying to have with you earlier uh, about how Malcolm X lit that fire in me. Um,
Mm,
pointing out how the liberal, the white liberal, the Democrat, Dixiecrats, um, are the worst according to him for the black community because um, of how they operate, how they pander. And it's funny going back and reading and looking at some of his speeches that he gave. It's almost like deja vu because the same type of pandering, that he was talking about. It's like I literally see it today when it comes to Kamala Harris, and even when Hillary Clinton was running, I put hot sauce on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. So, but to your
Najisi, it's
presentation,
funny because when she did the hot sauce thing with Charlemagne, he's like, "Oh, you're just pandering to us," and she said, "Is it working?"
is it working? Right, right.
Yeah,
She did
like,
do that.
Yeah, when I seen her, hey, listen, this was hilarious to me because everybody know A1. I think you said your father was a preacher at one time.
yes,
If
sir,
you
yes, sir.
if you've been in the black church, everybody know. And I'm gonna ask y'all. Y'all can say it in unison if you want to. When I say God is good, what's your response?
All the
All
time.
the time.
Hey, look here. She say every day, all the time. I was like, that ain't. What do you? What church you go to?
Hey,
Like,
but you know who else got it wrong?
Who?
Candace Owens.
well,
Uh,
you expect that. You expect
but
that.
but yeah, back to your presentation. So like in my class, okay, I'm sorry. Um, back to my in my class,
You better
right?
behave
So,
yourself, man.
huh?
You better behave yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm a little loud. I get a little excited. But so yeah, so I had to go and look up um primary sources on events that were taking place during the post slavery times. And so I saw Booker T. Washington's speech, and I also saw Malcolm X's speech. And just looking at the history in between there, I think me and you had talked briefly about this, and I was like, bro, every time, and I'm saying this to everybody that's listening, every point of progression that we had after slavery, all I seen, and this is in primary sources, it was Democrats who were stopping us. Dixiecrats, Democrats, the creation of the KKK, uh, and then I put a question in the back chat. I don't know if you saw it, but I was asking, some of the people in the chat about Booker T's Washington's speech that was done. I think it was 1892 in Atlanta, and he used the terminology "drop your bucket where you are," and basically just saying, we should try to get along with the white people of that time, get along with the white people, uh, uh, respect everybody, try to come together, don't go out to a foreign country, because at that point in time, Atlanta had, even after post slavery, had started to come up, and there were a lot of black people, African Americans, looking to go to South America to start new businesses. But his sentiments in trying to his in trying to convince the black Southerners to stay where they was at and try to get along with the white Southerners, I had to disagree with, just based upon what I was looking at. And it's funny because I respect Booker T. Washington a lot. I read a lot of his quotes and things of that nature, but to get really deep down into details about what he was putting out there, he almost kind of like scolded black people or black men for wanting to leave that type of environment. But I said to myself, why would I want to stay somewhere where somebody don't want me? You see what I'm saying? And so the follow up to that was the Great Migration, where we see uh, the migration going into California, Detroit, Washington D.C., Philadelphia, and all them other places. Um, So it's just situations like that what I'm looking at, and every step of the way it was Democrats. So I had to ask the question: well, where did this animosity come when it came to the Republicans? Because like you stated in your presentation, the Republicans, they were champions to in helping black folk. But the issue is it was money. They decided that, hey, from what I read, because the black men were being uh, disenfranchised in the South, and they had to move. Uh, the Republicans was like, well, if the black men in the South are not going to vote, and if they can't vote, then we need to find another body of support, and they got that support from the big businesses.
Yeah, and this what got me. So obviously the Dixiecrats did form the KKK and other white supremacist organizations, right?
Mm.
But what empowered those white supremacist organizations that were formed by Dixiecrats or Democrats was the betrayal by the Republican Party. When the Republican Party turned their backs on blacks in the South and no longer had a stake in black interest in the South, and that became clear. That's when Jim Crow laws began to be passed, and the Ku Klux Klan and the terrorizing of black people started. So to me, it was a twofold effort. Like the Democrats couldn't have done what they did had the Republicans not broke their word. So who do we blame? The people.
I
Like
don't agree with that part.
if you get hit in your jaw and a bunch of people jump you, obviously this was a plan, and you find out that this was a planned attack, but the people that was with you was in on it and they did nothing to stop it. Don't you blame the people that was with you equally with the people who was against you, or do you just say, nah, the people that was against me, I'm blaming them, but the people who betrayed me and helped set me up, I'm gonna let them off the hook, and maybe we can get back cool. I'm gonna be pissed at both.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with the like A1 stated with the two wings on one bird. When we get into the conspiratorial aspects of it, because I look at the conspiratorial view of history. Um, I believe they are two wings on the same bird, and it's very obvious based upon what you just stated. As far as the setup is concerned, from again from what I'm researching, it looks like it was a bad decision on the Republican side to abandon black people, uh, due to the fact that they weren't able to vote, or they were able to vote, but they were being disenfranchised. Uh, and so instead of risking life and limb, they decided to leave and migrate to, uh, again, California, Detroit, uh, Philadelphia, and all them other places. And losing that body of votes, the Republicans, from what I'm researching, they decided to go with the big businesses to help the business, to get support from the businesses. So it was like the initiation of the lobbyist program. That's what I call it. And yeah, and when you and that point in time, there weren't like big black owned businesses or anything like that. It was mainly white. So it's almost like
Fact,
it comes full circle. So yeah, I would be upset with both parties, which is why I'm an independent.
yeah,
Understood.
because
So,
when I go back over from based
hey,
on
hey,
the
one,
history that I know,
make
go ahead.
one real quick. Make this your final thoughts. I actually gotta go. I just found out we gotta take my mother-in-law She getting her second hand surgery in the morning. I know I just put her business out. Hope she ain't watching. She gonna go off. But we got to take her. We got to be there at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I got you. I'll be
So,
brief.
so yeah, I'm gonna get on up out of here. But and then GT, I'm gonna get your final thoughts, and then I'll get mine, and we'll get up out of here.
Final thoughts. I think we need to get out of the two-party duopoly and the false dichotomy fallacy that there's only two parties for us to pick from. We need to definitely start our own or rally behind a third-party candidate right now who's not doing the things that these other two are doing. And again, the KKK was started by the Democrats. So, at one point in time, all black people were Republicans because one thing we wanted coming out of slavery was our gun rights protected because we'd be damned if you put us back in chains. And coming out of slavery after working for 500 years for free, we wanted little to no taxes on the rich or the poor because if we did get some money, we didn't want them taking that either. But somehow we've forgotten that. And, with that, I'll pass it to Njiti.
Yeah, I do appreciate you doing this show, DMG. I get insights to help me in class, and I take it back to the teacher, and we have very long discussions. And so I say, yeah, I do appreciate that. And yeah, as far as like, I know we're in a very hot political environment right now, and I I like Trump, I do, but I don't trust none of them. I don't trust none of them. And as far as voting for the local politicians, I'm 100% for that. Uh, when it comes to the national elections, I'm a little sketchy. I'm just a little sketchy, but I would just say, hey, uh, all the stuff that we went through, slavery, post-slavery, Jim Crow laws, and all that, I want to encourage my black brothers and sisters to get out there and vote for real. Like we put up with a lot to get those rights, and I would just say educate yourself before you go and vote. Don't just vote because of somebody's identity, or they black, and or they Democrat or Republican, because uh you could be a Democrat and have good policies, you can be a Republican and have good policies, and you can be a Democrat or Republican and have bad policies. So do your education, do your research before you go out there and vote, and make an educated vote. And I'll drop land my plane there.
Got you. And so, with that being said, family, I hope the information was useful. I hope you got some out of it. And again, I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling you if either candidate is better than the other. I'm just simply saying that the Republican Party don't necessarily get off the hook for what they've contributed to the plight of black people. Because a lot of the rhetoric I'm hearing is like they have no responsibility in it. Hey, this was the party of Lincoln. They fought for our freedom, even though we got in the trenches and fought for our freedom ourselves. And without the effort of black Americans, I don't think the North wins the Civil War. But again, I'm a high school dropout. I could be wrong. Robert E. Lee seemed like he was kicking a butt. But again, what do I know? That being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said, we got to get up super early. Shout out to the best mother-in-law on the planet. Got to get her safe and secure to surgery, and of course, I can't let the queen do that by herself. So, with that being said, I'm gonna check out. Let me see if I could find the most dangerous Bible believer, my man Neo Love, and let him take us up out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Tomorrow, I got my take on the music and poetry of Gil Scott-Heron and why it exudes a black existentialist voice. So yeah, y'all will be dealing with another one of my boring presentations. But my man A1 say I rocked it out. So I'm gonna roll with the franchise, the sauce, aka the Bible breaker on that one. I'm gonna say I did my thing. But yeah, y'all got another one coming. I think Gil Scott Heron contribution to our musical culture, to our culture overall, it gets gravely overlooked, and I don't think that needs to be the case any longer. So whether I get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people in here, I'm gonna try to pass on what I can about that brother and what he contributed. Everybody know the phrase, the revolution will not be televised, but a lot of people don't even know who said it. So we're gonna get into that tomorrow. I'm gonna leave y'all with Neo Love. And oh shoot, I don't even know who the hell is it. All right, y'all. Look, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna leave y'all with my boy Neo Love, and we'll get with y'all tomorrow. Y'all come back and check out that presentation on the music and poetry of Gil Scott Heron and why I believe he has a black existentialist voice.
Yeah. I know I got about 30 seconds to make y'all feel this before y'all turn it off these days. That I might not even release here. But I be doing this shit for me, help me get through. I feel like I give until I can't, but most don't recognize until I ain't. Blood on them covers, she hope is paint. Sorry mama, but it ain't. This world took a toll on me, and everyone that say they love me always seem to fall on me. The same one that call me great, treat me like I ain't shit. I read between the lines, it's written all over your eyes. I see the disappointment in the eyes of the ones who want me dead, but I ain't never been scared, I tried to get there. Sometimes I wonder if I survived or did I die on that ride to that hospital. Demons all around me, I am not mental. This game of life, it is not